It saves people's lives. You never know until you walk in their shoes. I went from a people's person of working in retail for 27 years and being management, grocery stores, all the way up to being somebody that was scared to death to face society because of who I'd become. I had an awesome job. I worked for Winco's. At 6 months of being at Winco's, they made me front-end manager of the whole store. I picked up the bottle again. I lost my job, I lost my home, I lost everything out in California. And then I called my daughters and they said, we'll give you one more chance, Mom. And my little daughter, my youngest, took me in, and 6 months later I relapsed again. I went up to Mill Creek Canyon. I just kept drinking and drinking and drinking, trying to keep me warm, and I lost my shoes in the snow. I didn't have a jacket, and I ended up going to St. Mark's Hospital for 4 days, and then I went to the river after that. I was living on the river.
I was homeless about 7 years. I was living with a girlfriend, but she passed away, and then I lost everything. I started drinking more and more and more, and there was times I went dumpster diving to eat. I really did, to God, I'm not lying, and we didn't have any money or anything. I was just canning, panhandling. I didn't like doing it. The only time I could do it was when I was real drunk. You probably wouldn't see this is me. All dirty and a beard and, messed up hair. I didn't care. I just let myself go,
I buried myself in booze, and I buried myself in self-pity, and my dignity was lost, and I was too afraid and too ashamed of who I was and who I'd become to come back up to the real world. I'd lost everything inside of me. I become a very dark shadow to myself because of the alcohol and the homelessness and hurting my children the way I did. I contacted them and kept in contact with them when I was sober enough to talk to them. I didn't want to call them when I was drunk, and I said, your mom's still alive. Still alive, and I love you. And they said, why don't you get some help?
I remember when it was raining and we didn't have anything. We were wet, me and Denise, real wet. And then we moved to a shed. The roof just leaked. We tried to fix that up, and it put a tarp, and that leaked. We were both soaking wet. This guy on the tractor came and he goes, hey, anybody in there? And I said, yes, I am. And he said, well, you got 10 minutes to get your stuff and get out. And I just got some stuff and threw it out, and in a hurry. And I just felt really, really bad, I didn't have anywhere to go. Then Volunteers of America came by, and I never heard of you,
And at that time, I didn't know about Volunteers of America. I didn't know about housing. I didn't even know about food stamps, that you could get food stamps if you were homeless.
They brought us clothes, blankets, and, if it wasn't for them, I don't know what we would do.
You guys would come down to the river, come on the trails. We'd be way back there, and you guys would find us. You were so determined to find us and to help us. When you found out I was down there, being the only woman down there, you were more persuasive with me and had pulled me off there to the road home for a couple of weeks. I stayed there and went to detox, and you guys talked me into it because I was getting sick at that time, but not as sick as I ended up being. And you guys knew I was because you'd bring down the medical from 4th Street Clinic.
I was embarrassed the way I looked. To me, they just accepted us the way we were. And that's like one of you.
You never judged us. That's what I loved about Volunteers of America. With all your heart, you just wanted to help us. You guys helped me get my birth certificate.
They helped me get my ID.
Things that I never thought that I'd be able to get again.
Place to live.
I turned my back on God as far as drinking and alcoholism and doing all the damage that I did, but I knew He didn't leave me. You coming out were like His guardian angels, saying, come with me, come with me. And so I followed you, and thank God I did, because you saved my life. Not only once, you saved my life totally, twice. Came to Grace Mary Manor. It was unbelievable. It was like a miracle had happened, a dream had come true. You just said to take the things for granted, like a toilet or a shower or a place to cook or a warm bed. We forget and we take all that for granted, how precious it is to have. I isolated myself in my room and I continued to drink until I got so sick that I was jaundiced. I was losing control of my bowels, passing out. I was not thinking right. I was very confused and dazed. I couldn't move. Volunteers of America came and knocked on my door at 9 o'clock in the morning on October 17th. I'll never forget it. 9 o'clock in the morning said, "You need to go to the doctors." I had an erratic heart, high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, I had a gallbladder infection, I had a kidney infection, and I had cirrhosis of the liver. And if it wasn't for all of this love and belief in me that I had lost, starting from Volunteers of America to my family, they just wanted me to get better. All that love and all that belief is what saved my life.
Now, Tony, where do you live now?
At Palmer's Court. First week, 2 weeks, I was used to being out there, you know. Wasn't too comfortable, you know. My family really didn't want to talk to me because I was always drunk when I called. And now I'm so close to them. They call me all the time to say I'm okay, and I got a place. And where I was and where I'm at now, it just changed my life. I just, you know, I gave them a chance and they changed my life around. And I'm thankful.
I work here at Grace Mary Manor. I'm the receptionist. If I could just touch one person like my life has been touched, then I will. Tony and I are engaged, and we know that we were just meant to be. And so we're going to move to our next step in life where we can prosper.
Volunteers of America. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
When we said go away, they didn't give up on us. They left us. They loved us, you know. Why would somebody love somebody like that? Because they've got beautiful hearts, and Volunteer of America helps them be able to do that for people. Help people like me. I never thought I would have this opportunity or this chance at life again.
Where do we go from here? How do we carry on? I can't get beyond the questions. Clambering for the scribes and the shatter of us collapsed. That cuts me with every could have been. Pain on play repeating. With a backup makeshift life in waiting.
Oh, I'd be dead. Yeah, I'm sure of it.
Volunteers of America, the Homeless Youth Resource Center, they helped me find my job. About a year and a half ago, they helped me get housing.
They helped me get on food stamps. They're helping me do my resume and find work.
The VOA has given me a lot of different things, like housing, yay.
You guys have done amazing things for me, I think. Because you care. When you start caring, you can't let go of that.
And I just pray to God that they continue it to help more people.
And I'm grateful.
No words could ever express how thankful I am.